the start of the European season, and we return to San Marino. Well, sort of. We are actually in Italy for the San Marino Grand Prix because there needs to be 2 races in Italy, really. But we're at a brand new circuit. We're at Mugello for the first time in FF1M's history. And to mark the occasion, I'm being joined by James Whiteley from Exolite.
Good evening, good evening.
Indeed we are, a good evening. And we'll recap the last race, which saw Sebastian Vettel take his first win of the season at the same circuit where he even became champion at Brazil.
Yeah?
He beat Fernando Alonso to the checkered flag there, who finished second, and Jean-Eric Vergne finished third. And it did look for a bit like Lewis Hamilton would get fourth, but I think old tyres from an unscheduled early pit stop meant that it dropped down the order, so that was a bit unfortunate for Lewis Hamilton on the Exolite.
Yeah, it's been it's not been the best season again. I just want a season again like my first one. Get back up to game.
Yeah, I want to win again.
Yeah.
But I don't think it's going to happen anytime soon. Here's a look at the Mugello circuit, and it looks magnificent, doesn't it?
Oh, I love Mugello. I do love Mugello. 57
laps, 2 stops expected, and the lap record is actually being held by James Clark, who is Gajera's test driver, but that was set in FF3M. We're expecting much, much faster lap times than that. And I'm quite glad I've got you in the commentary box with me this time, because Lewis Hamilton has had a good qualifying this time around, with third on the grid.
Oh, yes. Thank you.
So that's not too bad for Lewis.
There's a spoiler there, though.
A minor spoiler, and here's another. Sebastian Vettel is on pole position. That, believe it or not, is only his 9th career pole, despite being a 2-time champion.
Really?
Yeah, that's I wouldn't expected that.
Ah, there we go, yeah. I'll take that.
I was not lying, that was not an April Fool's.
Yeah.
Like I did at Singapore.
That was cruel. I can't remember who you did that to now.
It was you and Courtney.
Was it? It was both, yeah.
And as
Meister.
was the case in the last race, and all Meister row 3. And there's Grosjean and Cooper Lee, who scored his first points last time out in Brazil after a bit of a gritty drive, despite starting from the front row. Daniel Ricciardo, the Australian Grand Prix winner, will start 9th ahead of Sergio Perez in 10th. Then we've got Valtteri Bottas and Thomas Gonzalez filling up row 6. Next up on row 7 we have got, once it loads up, Nico Rosberg and the other shake and bake of Itsuki Yoshida. He is at least in there for another race, because Kamui Kobayashi's not there just yet.
It's only a matter of time.
Only a matter of time, probably. Antonio Felix da Costa and Stoffel Van Dorn on row 8, and the first of the FJRs sharing with Jenson Button. They were my 2 drivers last time out.
Yeah, Jenson, what are you doing, son?
Carlos Sainz is 19th, ahead of Vergne in 20th, and then filling up the back row we have got the other Gajera of Robert Kubica and Charlotte Plectrum, as he is now called.
With your Fender. Have you changed to Gibson yet?
It's still going to be Fender. I'm planning a specific sponsor for the Japanese Grand Prix, but I'm not going to reveal that just yet.
Gretsch?
No, it's not guitar related, but it's music related. So, here we go. We've got 4 lights on, and we've got 5 lights on. And with the usual pause before the 5 lights go out.
Go.
And Sebastian Vettel's got a very good start, and has Alonso got a good one? Hulkenberg's had a very good start and is challenging. He's already ahead of Lewis Hamilton, and is he going to challenge Alonso into San Donato? Not quite, and the 2 Meisters have got ahead of Hamilton as well. So
God's sake.
Not the greatest starts for Hamilton, and Pick's had a good start from 22nd up to 19th. That's good on you, Charlotte. So, Vettel leads from Alonso and Hulkenberg.
Alonso's looking racy.
And let's have a look at the field as well. We've got 2 stops all round. Vettel defending a little bit. It looks quite heavy for a first stint as we go through the fast sweepers of the Arrabbiata curves. There's Arrabbiata 1 and there's Arrabbiata 2 where Stroll had that puncture.
Oh, yeah.
And
that was a nasty one, that.
Alonso is lighter on fuel at this stage, and there's very little variance on tyres. A lot of the field going for the hards, 1 or 2 on mediums.
I always think they're on inters when I see the... Oh no, it's greens inters in actual F1, isn't it? Yeah.
And then blue's the full wets.
Blue's the full wet. That's it, sorry, yeah. I keep thinking they're on full wets when I see the blue. That's it.
And it's the final corner, which I believe is called Buccina, or something like that. And they run the curbs quite aggressively. Alonso's got a good run coming out.
You think he might have... Ooh. No, he's just run out of momentum now, but it's going to be close.
He's gone back into the slipstream, but not quite. So Vettel holds on to the lead so far. That's going to give me a bit of a clue as to what engine modes they're running.
Come on, Lewis.
He's lost a position to Daniel Ricciardo.
What's going wrong?
So it could be that he's bit.
I've had an atrocious start. I've gone from Hamilton's gone from 3rd to 5th
to
6th, 7th. Bloody hell! and Button's stone dead last. I was just.
Yeah, I'm sort of regretting having you in the commentary box now.
God damn it.
Hopefully things will pick up for Hamilton and Button as the race goes on.
I'll try not to be too miserable, but Jesus Christ. Throw me a bone, AJ.
Into the next set of sweepers before right-hand hairpin. Corrientao, I think this one's called.
I must be honest, I don't know any.
Whoa, Vettel way wide.
Vettel's gone really wide. I think he's got him. I think he's,
and
there we
Vettel
go.
Vettel off. And is he going to spin?
Oh dear.
Right into the path. Not quite of Hamilton.
I think they're all going to watch me hit him. They've all cleared him.
Oh, there's a Van Dorn at the back. No, I think Vettel's alright. He's going to rejoin from first all the way down to last. Now, what happens to Van Dorn? Because he's behind Button now, going through Arabiatas, and just plain understeer.
Yeah. Well, that's what Vettel just understeered off, didn't he? Just too much speed into the...
And I tell you what, Van Dorn...
Is this on board?
This is on board with Vettel. I tell you what, Van Dorn was very lucky not to be hit by another car.
He just
so much understeer, riding the white line, and then just
lost it.
The marbles.
I can see a lot of... I think that's going to be... I don't think he'll be the only one to... Well, he hasn't been already, but I think there'll be more... Yeah, I think we'll have more people doing that.
Now, what have we got? Kimi Räikkönen having a look at Nico Hulkenberg for second, and Hamilton having a go back at Ricciardo in the background. But Räikkönen has just taken second off of Hulkenberg. But it is Fernando Alonso who now leads. Former X-Lite driver, in fact.
Yeah.
And took your, to date, last win.
I know. Good. Those were the days.
That's Ricciardo off.
Oh, same place.
Same place as Vettel at Corrientao.
It's with another one.
There's a Pedersen off. Is that Grosjean?
Like I say, it's just gonna be one of those.
It's Perez, in fact. Now,
I'm bored with you.
This is Magnussen we're on board with. So there's Perez running a bit wide and exactly the same as Sebastian Vettel.
This race is going to be this race is going to be anybody's guess, isn't it? Because it's just a case of the luck of not oversteering off at that point by the looks of it.
Yes.
I think the AI are a little bit optimistic into that one.
Not so optimistic going into Buccina. The final corner is Nico Rosberg, who's at the back of Gonzalez for 8th position. Willow's the only team yet to score a point, and for reigning world champions, that's pretty bad. That's pretty surprising.
Yeah.
Rosberg is now in the points.
What did you have them in your prediction this year? Ooh.
I had them around 6th, I think. Yeah, my predictions were way off because we had the team I predicted to come last won the first race. This is Vettel on a comeback. Is this on? This is a replay. It must be on Daniel Ricciardo because it's now showing Vettel ahead of Ricciardo. So at some point, Vettel makes this move stick. Indeed, he does round what would have been the outside into the first corner, but had enough power to get ahead before the braking zone. So Vettel come back on, and he's already got a few others.
Button's made his way up the field quite well, 14th.
Yeah, not too bad actually.
Not too bad, yeah. We haven't had pit stops yet, obviously, so yeah, it's on merit.
Because we're only on lap 9.
Don't know how he's done that.
This is Van Dorn versus Sainz for 12th, so the Willows have got some pace. Although, where's Rosberg? Gone down to 22nd, so... Yeah, what's happened to Rosberg? Because he got ahead of Gonzalez, but now he's... Whoa, Massa way off the track. Oh my
for God's sake!
Big shunt.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
And as you saw by the reaction of Whiteley, that was Hamilton who... nowhere to go.
This is the...
Went through the tyre wall.
I can't catch a break.
I think Hamilton might still be in the race, depends...
I think he is. I think he just lost his front... He lost his entire nose cone though, so...
But he's still got a chance. But he's going to have to convert this into a 3-stop strategy.
Yeah. He's how far? He's not that close to the pits either, is he?
It was more than halfway through the lap, so it's not a total disaster. Oh no, that's a Mitchell off. Is that Cooper Lee who's going to go off track? I think it is Cooper Lee.
Yeah. It's going to cause a kerfuffle.
sort of a kerfuffle as the Gajera goes round the outside.
That was an instant. That was a Felipe's out.
Yeah, that was Massa, and here's Bottas versus Hulkenberg. This is for third position, and I think it might have already happened. That's Hamilton in the background. So Hamilton was actually in fifth when he was about to make this pit stop. And this is the move that there goes Hamilton into the pits. But here is Valtteri Bottas taking third off Nico Hulkenberg. Hulkenberg is the one of the drivers not on hard tyres. And I wonder how long a pit stop takes. I think it's about a 25-second time. This is Yoshida, who's stormed his way through the field from 14th up to 6th position. And Charles Pic, Charlie Plectrum, is up to 14th. So
this makes it a lot easier for us having the positions on the left and the graphics.
The timing tower, yeah.
Yeah. Even though I have a soft bit of nostalgia for the old way of, it didn't give you that much information, did it?
No, it does make tracking the race very useful.
Yeah.
We should probably do a recap of the race.
Bloody hell, Jensen's 11th now.
Not a bad one after his poor start.
Absolutely abysmal start, yeah.
This is Sainz versus Lee on 9th position going into San Donato, the first corner. And Vettel sets a new fastest lap. He's already up to 12th position after his spin. Yoshida's in the pits.
Transmission problem.
So that's an early one. That's unfortunate for the Japanese driver.
Yeah, usually that one can be fixed, though, can't it? So
yeah, new steering wheel, I reckon. So that moves Vettel up a position. And it moves Charlotte Plectrum up an order as well. 5.6 second pit stop, and there's a big gaggle of cars consisting, I think, of both the Andrews.
Yeah, and Button.
Magnussen and Hamilton. And Hamilton has got...
Sorry.
Well, he's taken
he's
Magnussen and Da Costa.
14th already.
That's 2 positions in one straight, that.
Yeah, he's angry.
He's angry after getting caught up in Massa's accident. Here's Cooper Lee we're looking at, 9th place, and that's an off-track excursion for Cooper Lee.
Oh, no! Oh, no! God's sake! Are you serious? Are you serious? Oh, for crying out loud! Why do I bother?
That's Jensen Button out with a broken nose cone.
For God's sake! It's like, can I catch a break? I mean, Jesus, God damn it!
And it looks like Vettel might have got himself caught up as well, right on Button's front wing. So Vettel's race goes from bad to worse.
Courtney and I are getting absolutely mullered.
There's a word.
There's a word, yeah, absolutely.
I want to say molested.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Well, what on earth has happened to the order? Well, that happened from 9th place back, and it picks up to 9th position after all that. So things aren't looking so bad for me. Grosjean now up to 10th. Hamilton recovering up now to 11th.
It seems to be quite easy for faster cars to pick their way through the field at this circuit. It's easier to pass on than it is real life, I think.
Yeah, I think there was.
Not that it's too difficult, but
so Vettel and Button now 17th and 18th, but they're on newer tyres, so they might still have some sort of result yet, as Alonso sets a new fastest lap. We're looking at Verne versus Van Dorn for 6th position. Van Dorn looking for his first points, and Verne looking to continue his run of points. But it looks like Van Dorn's got the quicker car at the moment.
Looks a bit like a Lotus, that.
It's not a bad looking car, that.
Yeah.
And the Gajera looks a bit like the 98 Arrows. And no way around for Van Dorn on that straight. There's not enough room on the outside. So for now, Verne holds on to 6th position. It's Alonso who leads on lap 18 from Kimi Raikkonen. The gap is 9.7 seconds. And then we've got Valtteri Bottas in 3rd position for GRM. Where did he...
there's somebody retired. It looks like...
That's an FJR, that.
Yeah, I was going to say, it looks like one of yours. Is it Magnussen?
Or is it one of yours, actually?
No, I think it... hang on.
Need a closer look. It's Hamilton. It is Lewis Hamilton out of the race. That's bad luck.
I'm just going to laugh.
And
Safe from weeping.
Here's Van Dorn now on the inside into San Donato of Jean-Eric Verne. That's 6th position for Stoffel, so he's looking for his first career points, because this is his debut FF1M season, as into the pits comes Hulkenberg. Very much a veteran now is Hulkenberg in this series.
Yeah.
I think this is his 6th season with Mitchell in a row.
Wow, is that a record?
No, well, not really, because it's jointly held by Marc Genet for Dark Wolf and Jean Alesi for me.
All right.
I had Alesi for 8
Dark
seasons.
Wolf, that's a net blast from the past.
Yeah, classic team that, and yeah, deserved the success. They worked for it. And I think Alonso's doing the pits this lap.
Yeah. He's driven well so far. Oof. There's just, the thing is with this though, it's kind of a bit like Monaco, where you get those circuits in GP4 where it's almost completely random in the sense that, if you're just unlucky that the AI makes one mistake, especially at that corner. Which corner is it? Is it
the final corner?
Is it it's the one that they're all over? The one they're all going off at.
Corian Tower.
Corian Tower, yeah. It's
turn 12, I think that is.
Because there's nothing to say Alonso won't up anyone. It's like, because basically it's almost like if there's anyone around you, it's basically a one-way ticket to a DNF, really, isn't it? Going wide there.
Make a mistake and you're punished for it. Now the two shake and bakes are going to go into combat with each other. Yoshida's ahead of Vettel, but Vettel, I suspect, is going to have him for breakfast. But I think he's chosen the wrong line.
Well, we'll.
Yep, definitely the wrong line there. So Vettel needs to go the other way.
It'll be Dr. Season's wages for getting in the way of Vettel, won't he?
This is Charles Pic versus Daniel Ricciardo for 13th position. So as Pic has made a pit stop, and on new tyres he's not doing too badly. I think the two shake and bakes, they're either 3-stopping now because of the early unscheduled stops, and Pic's it back in the pits. So that's a problem for Charles. As Van Dorn's looking at Hulkenberg for 5th now, so this Willow's got some pace.
It has.
And what are we looking at? This is Charles Pic we're looking at. This is before the pit stop, I believe.
What made you pick Charles Pic?
Oh
dear.
That's what happened to Pic. So a big running wide and oversteer moment at the first Arrabbiata, and now
at least he's not out of it.
At least he's not out, which... Well, I need the development for me engine, but he needs a new front wing. Does Daniel Ricciardo need a new front wing? No, he doesn't actually. So he'll probably be okay, but with a bit of side pod damage. And I chose Charles Pic because he's had 8 seasons in FF1M as a consistent front runner.
All right.
As Valtteri Bottas sets a new fastest lap, 1:17.942. As
got some speed in a straight line.
I think Willows might be running higher engine modes for this race.
Yeah, I think they probably think they've nothing to lose.
Yeah, especially as they've got no points so far this season.
I can't believe that.
Reigning Constructors Champions as well. Alonso's extending his lead over Kimi Räikkönen now. It's 13.2 seconds. And that's putting a lap on one of the Andrews. I think that must be Felix da Costa. As this is Vettel and Yoshida going at it once again.
I can see this ending in tears.
Yeah, I can imagine Courtney just saying, "Get out of the way, get out of the way." And Yoshida's sort of doing that now. Whoa, off goes
what has
Yoshida.
he done? That was very Japanese.
Yeah, I think he learned that Vettel was going, and this could be an accident. Not quite. Oh, Magnussen having a look at Ricciardo now for 12th. I think, according to the lap chart, he's done it because he's ahead of Ricciardo on the lap chart, and this is presumably how he's done it. Now, I think I am running higher engine modes for this, but only slightly higher, so I'm on mode 2.
Alright.
The engine regs are changing for next season so that the manufacturers can allow customers to have higher engine modes if they want. Off goes a Gajira. That's going to meet the wall.
He's out.
Bosh.
Yeah.
That is.
He's inside the tyre wall.
That's Kubica, and he's made a nice little den.
He has, yeah. It's because he doesn't want to go back to the team.
A bit sheepish is Kubica. This is an all-finish battle for seconds now between Räikkönen and Bottas.
He's had a fairly solid season, Kimi, hasn't he?
Yeah, he had a pole position in Mexico, raced to 4th, and then in Brazil I think he had an incident which meant that he could only finish down the order in 11th, I think. But he's doing well in this race. Although not as quick as Bottas at this stage, because the GRM's got a bit of pace.
It's very fast in a straight line, the GRM as well.
Yes, running the customer Mugens, which I think have the best natural power out of anyone on the field. Because we've got Sainz up there, we've also got Vernon 7th. And that was the parked Hamilton on the right-hand side. So we've got 16 runners now, because Kubica all the way down to Rosberg are out of the race.
It's been a bit of an attrition fest, hasn't it? Only on like 35.
I'll just mention Grosjean in 10th because he's yet to finish a race this season. He's had a bit of a torrid time of it so far. As up the inside, going down the main straight into San Donato, I think Bottas is going to take second.
Yes.
Now, he's got 17.5 seconds to Alonso, but I don't think he'll be able to catch that up unless something drastic happens to the Tornado driver.
If anything's going to happen, he's probably most likely to go.
Oh, who's off? I can't see from that angle.
It's it's Vern.
It's Vern. That was from 7th position as well, so it's a puncture for...
That's helped you out.
It has a bit. Magnussen's now 9th, Grosjean 8th, and...
You've got there's a shake and bake.
And I think that's Yoshida versus Pick.
Yeah.
And Pick can now break him up the inside. Yes, he is. That's 13th position for Pick.
I'm looking for some.
There's some pace in that FJR in this race, but you just need a little bit more in order to get some points.
We talk, with the engine modes. Do we know what if you're a customer? Is it? Well, oh god, what's the sort of generic engine mode that we're in? Is it 3, 2, or 3, or?
So there's 3 different settings.
Yeah, but we're obviously as a customer, you're stuck at
setting 1, which is just using the engine.
Right, what's setting 2 then?
So you've got an ERS system,
yeah,
which everybody gets in qualifying.
Yeah.
Manufacturers can use it in the race if they want to.
Yeah.
Setting 2, they use half of it at the expense of reliability.
Okay.
And then setting 3 is all the ERS for all the unreliability, in theory.
Right.
As Alonso comes into the pits for his second pit stop.
And final stop.
So we're looking at... This is Gonzalez versus Raikkonen, actually. I think Gonzalez has jumped Raikkonen in the pit stops. So Raikkonen's chance of a podium is slipping away a little bit.
Yeah, just struggled for pace a little bit, especially compared to GRMs. And
yeah. So the Meisters have shown that they've got a very good qualifying car, but not so quick in the race. Because we saw them qualify on the 3rd row in Brazil, but slipped back a bit then. Then again, Massa's had a very good season so far, and we've got more pit stops. Now, Van Dorn is in the pits. Is this going to impact the battle? Not quite. Says Raikkonen, as having a look at Gonzalez. Now he's up the inside into San Donato. Not quite. Gonzalez holds on to a net 3rd position at the moment, unless Bottas has a slow pit stop, in which case it becomes a battle for 2nd as Van Dorn
5th.
And he's just set the new fastest lap as well.
Flying, yeah.
He's got Raikkonen ahead of him, so can we see Van Dorn?
Wow,
possibly?
After all the mayhem, Vettel's got himself up to 7th, which is pretty impressive.
Yeah, that's the mark of a champion right there. 7th ahead of Sainz. We've got Grosjean, Magnussen completing the top 10. Ricardo Buttons up to 12th, ahead of Pick, Yoshida, Da Costa. So we've got 15 runners. As we look at the Willows, chasing the Meister through the Arabiatas. I think they've named those 2 corners after a type of sauce. Better than...
That's Arabatia, isn't it? I think the sauce is Arabatia.
Something like that, Arabiata.
So, yeah. Arabatia? I always thought it was... it's me, isn't it? It's
what
Hamilton.
happened?
Yeah, I saw Hamilton parked up, but it was... I thought it was...
That was from ages ago.
Yeah, I know that, I know. That's what I thought for a second it was Button. Button's not to 12th. Could be worse. Yeah,
and how many and Van Dorn's already got past Raikkonen even before halfway down the straight, so that's 4th position for Stoffel. Now, can he do something about Gonzalez for 3rd position? He's got 3.2 seconds to make up on the Argentine.
The old Stoffel waffle.
But it is still Fernando Alonso who leads this race. We've got both Tornadoes on the podium at the moment.
He's been pretty good in Formula E, I think, hasn't he? Stoffel Van Dorn in real Formula E.
Not too bad, yeah. And Hulkenberg, that's way off.
That's a DNF.
Oh, dear, them 6th position as well.
Yeah.
So both Mitchells out of the race. That was careless.
Yeah. The other thing with it, it's just one of those tracks where the AI is. It's just a lottery, really, isn't it?
And something's happened to Grosjean as well, because, Grosjean's out as well. We haven't seen that.
No, I didn't see that. I'm assuming there'll be a replay.
So Grosjean's still looking for... Oh, and is that a tornado slowing down? That's Gonzalez slowing down. So Van Dorn is now up to 3rd, and Gonzalez is going to try and make it back to the pits to try and salvage some points.
Yeah.
So now we've not got 2 tornadoes on the podium, and it's only 3 or so laps to go as well. So that's unlucky.
It's very unlucky. We could do with an onboard to see what the problem is.
We'll probably see it as he goes through the final corner, Buccina.
Probably transmission or...
But he's definitely going to make it. So, depending on when his problem struck...
That's very unlucky with 2 laps to go.
He might still be 7th.
Transmission, yeah.
So, gear selection problem, it seems. So, a quick steering wheel as Raikkonen moves back up into 4th position. This is going to move Vettel up to 5th, probably. But I think Gonzalez might still be 6th.
I really want to see the replay for what happened to Grosjean.
It seems...
I'm assuming he'll probably just understeered off, but... Oh, Seb!
Oh, it's Vettel! So Vettel's engine's blown up. That's...
Disastrous day for... Oh, dear.
And and Gonzalez had already rejoined ahead of him, but... Yeah, that's unfortunate for the shake and bake, so... That's not going to do his championship chances much good, because at this moment...
He actually had a pretty good fight back from
last after lap 2.
Yeah. And then getting taken out again. If you remember.
Yes.
He lost his nose cone like
Yeah, from the Button and Lee incident.
Yeah.
So that's moved Sainz up to 6th. We've got Magnussen up to 7th, so the FJR staying out of trouble has helped his cause.
Did you say you're on mode 2 as well?
I think I am on mode 2, yeah. And onto the final lap now comes Fernando Alonso, having just put a lap on Daniel Ricciardo. So Antonio Felix da Costa, is about to be lapped twice. Ricciardo is in 8th, and Button's up to 9th now.
Yeah. Points only go down to 8th, though, don't they?
So it's been a bit of a high attrition now, because with 12 runners left. I think Vettel will still be classified 13th, even though he's not finished. Maybe Hulkenberg might be classified as well. But engine development is now run on laps rather than if you finish or not. So,
okay.
So it's not so bad, but again, Vettel kind of needs the points. So just 4 more corners to go after this one, Corrie Tau, and then left-right sweep, which I'm not sure what it's called, as Thomas Gonzalez sets a new fastest lap on pretty much brand new tyres after that unscheduled stop. Comfortably in 5th position at the moment. And about to put a lap on Antonio Felix da Costa through Buccina, the final corner. And about to take his 2nd win of the season after triumphing in Mexico and nearly ramming the back of da Costa then. It is going to be Fernando Alonso who takes his 2nd win of the season, Tornado's 2nd win of the season, and strengthens his grip at the top of the championship.
Tobias will be happy with that one.
Very, very happy indeed. And he'll be quite happy with Gonzalez in 5th as well, so Tornado looking good in the Constructors, although my predictions did suggest that. Bottas will come home in 2nd position shortly once the results are confirmed. Here's the race result. So Fernando Alonso takes his 26th career win ahead of Valtteri Bottas, and taking his first points, podium, and the team's first points of the season, Stoffel Vandoorne.
Go on, lad.
That's a superb drive from 16th on the grid, so contender for driver of the day, I reckon.
Yeah, I'll tell you that.
And Bottas actually started 11th as well, so that was a very good drive for him in the GRM.
I was going to say, Sainz did well. So yeah, good result for GRM.
Yeah, they don't qualify quite well. I don't think they've got a good air system, but they've got a good engine underneath them, and that's what's helped them. Raikkonen finishes 4th, so good points for himself in the Meister. Gonzalez salvages 5th after that late pit stop. Sainz, and we got Magnussen taking some useful points for FJR, and Daniel Ricciardo finishes 8th. And there's a list of the retirements. They do include Vettel and Hulkenberg. but
We never got to see what happened to Grosjean. Oh, transmission, right, okay.
transmission problems somewhere on the circuit, and both Gajera's failing to finish as well. That's not good news for them, and both Pedersen's and both Mitchell's not reaching the checkered flag either.
Yeah.
And Rosberg had a very early retirement with a gearbox problem, so his race, well, didn't really happen.
I don't remember seeing that, actually.
No, it happened so early. But Fernando Alonso now moves up to 32 points, 11 ahead of Daniel Ricciardo, with Massa just about holding on to third despite his issue today in the race with collecting Lewis Hamilton, it was.
Yeah, thank you very much for that.
And Vettel remains in fourth. Valtteri Bottas now moves up to fifth thanks to his podium. And complete the top 10, Verne, Raikkonen, Gonzalez, Perez and Robert Kubica. And a quick look at the Constructors Championship sees Tornado have a very healthy 18-point lead over Meister and a further 2 over Andrew Racing. Meister move up ahead of Andrew Racing, so not too bad for the brand new team on the grid.
Pretty good.
And Climax occupying the top 3. And we see further back Mitchell, who I must admit I was expecting to do very well, sit last thanks to a barrage of bad luck.
I'm not sitting much better, am I? Down in 10th.
Down in 10th.
I feel like this race, the potential was there for a good result, but just cataclysmic luck, really.
But a return to the San Marino Grand Prix has proved an eventful one.
Yeah, the San Marino Grand Prix, which is in Mugello.
Still in Italy. From the two of us, we shall see you at the very next race.
Auf Wiedersehen.